Hello. Welcome to Part 4B of the Provider Flex Enrollment Tool video series. This video will cover the provider information page of the Nevada Medicaid application pertaining to group providers. If you are an individual provider, please review Part 4A of this video series instead. Once you have completed the enrollment information section and locked in your responses, the provider information section will appear. You will also note that the table of contents and progress bar have expanded to show all of the sections that you will need to complete. The autosave feature is now enabled to save your progress throughout the application. This is indicated by the green autosave enabled indicator. Finally, the identifying information that you entered into the enrollment information section now displays across the top of the page. The name and NPI are hidden in this example. In the provider information section, you will begin by entering the provider's tax information starting with the 9-digit federal tax ID. Once you have entered the tax ID, you will need to upload supporting documentation that shows the provider's taxpayer identification number. This documentation could be a SS4, CP 575, or a W9. To do this, either click the Select File button and choose a file from your PC, or drag and drop a file into the Select a File area. You will be able to see the file you uploaded here. Next, you will enter a requested enrollment date. This is the date that you desire to have your enrollment with Nevada Medicaid begin. You can enter the date into the field or click the calendar icon, and select a date and time from the calendar. You may also enter the date into the requested enrollment date field in a 2-digit month, 2-digit day, and 4-digit year format. Note that the date entered into this field cannot be a future date. The date may be backdated up to 6 months or up to 1 year if the enrolling entity has secondary claims to submit. If the requested enrollment effective date is greater than 180 days in the past, an additional question will appear asking if you will be submitting secondary claims to Nevada Medicaid. All requirements of the enrollment must have been met on or before the selected effective date. If the provider has already provided services to a Medicaid recipient, review the dates of service the provider will be billing for and enter an enrollment effective date that will account for all back billing needs. Please note that Nevada Medicaid has timely filing limits for all claims. Please review the Provider Billing Manual on the Nevada Medicaid website for more information at medicaid.nv.gov. Next, you will indicate whether you are enrolled in Medicare by clicking the appropriate radial button. Please note that active Medicare enrollment is required for some provider types. Please consult the enrollment booklet or your enrollment checklist to verify. When you need to continue, you may scroll to the next section. The provider legal name will auto-populate with the information you identified in the enrollment information section. This name was retrieved from the NPES database when you enter the provider ID. If the name that is displayed here does not match what is on file with the IRS, you will need to update this field by typing the matching name. Failure to ensure that this name matches what is on file with the IRS may result in a returned application. You may also enter an optional doing business as name if it differs from the legal name. Next, scroll down to the Enter Taxonomy Code section. Here, you will need to enter at least one taxonomy code for the provider. Click the link. Open the drop-down that appears in the pop-up window. Select a taxonomy code from the list. And click Save. The selected code will appear in the cell. It will display the code and description. To add additional codes, you may click the Click to add a taxonomy link again and repeat the process. Additional codes will appear in the list. If you need to remove a code from the application, simply click the Remove link in the Codes row. Please note that providers who are enrolled with multiple provider types using the same NPI will need to enter unique taxonomy codes for each provider type. Next, scroll down to enter Secretary of State information. Many provider types will need to enter the Secretary of State Business ID, the name registered with the Secretary of State, and the formation and renewal dates. Respectively, these are the original Secretary of State ID issue date, and the renewal or annual report due date. Note that these dates must match those on file with the licensing or certification board. Incorrect information in these fields may result in a returned application. If these fields are not a requirement for your provider type, they will not display a red asterisk. Once you have completed the fields, you must upload the provider's Secretary of State business license by clicking the Upload View Files button. The upload process is similar to the others you have completed. Pharmacy provider type 28 providers will be required to enter their Drug Enforcement Administration, or DEA, number to prescribe, dispense, administer or procure a controlled substances. If the provider has a DEA number, click Yes. Selecting Yes will prompt you to enter the provider's DEA number. Please note that if you enter a DEA number, it must belong to the enrolling entity. Once entered, click Check. The system will search the database to verify the number. If the system is unable to verify, you will be prompted to enter a new number or enter the dates manually and upload the DEA certification for review. If the provider does not have a DEA, you may select No. And move to the next section where you may enter a Clinical Laboratory Improvement Amendment certification, if applicable. This is also known as a CLIA certification. You may enter the number and click Search. The system will search the database for the CLIA number. If no number is located, you will be required to enter the dates manually and upload the Clinical Laboratory Improvement Amendment for review. Once all fields are completed, click the Next button. This concludes Part 4B of the Enhanced Provider Enrollment Portal video series. Should you require further assistance, please contact Gainwell Technologies, the fiscal agent for Nevada Medicaid, by phone or email. The contact center may be reached at 1-877-638-3472. Emailing Nevada Provider Training at gainwelltechnologies.com will connect you with the field service team. Please include your NPI and other pertinent information to be routed to the appropriate representative. Further information related to Nevada Medicaid can be found on the website at medicaid.nv.gov. This video was produced by Gainwell Technologies on behalf of Nevada Medicaid. Thank you for watching.